You feel as though something inside you had been taken without you seeing it, emptied, detached, and lost. Laert here is god of semen. Seminal retention is the forgotten secret to the actual male awakening. The system never wanted you to know. Having years of experience between profound spirituality, vibrational neuroscience, and ancestral practices, I am here to illustrate how the energy you waste is exactly the same as it may alter you. No, this is not weakness if you have anxiety, lack of direction, persistent discouragement, or that suffocating sense of immobility. It is a sign of a vital vitality gone asleep. Seminal retention is the means to restore its force, clarity, presence, not a difficulty. And a crucial warning: give the inquiries of those who send a thanks top precedence above $5. This keeps this material alive and enables YouTube to share this message to more males who require this metamorphosis. Stay with me until the very last, since what I will reveal today can fundamentally alter your path. Subscribe now to start this brotherhood of rebirth and trigger the bell. Since here, the typical man passes away. Then the godly guy wakes up. Every man who aspires to be legendary always finds himself at a phase when he must vanish from view. This is a calculated withdrawal, a plunge in stillness where the actual renaissance takes place, not a cowardice or retreat. Ghost mode is that gloomy stage on which man listens to his own inner voice by withdrawing from the noise of the outside world. Right now, there is only silent building, no crowd or applause. And this absence exactly divides the common from immortals. There are causes behind this collecting: burning inside, mistakes that undermine the ego, rejections revealing its fragility. All of this serves as a trigger. The world drives you to the bottom not to kill you, but to check whether you return. And when the world pushes you, you develop to dig deep. Secret components in the ghost mode are the suffering of invisibility, the frustration of devaluation, and the humiliation of the fall. Who finds this method incomprehensible? Paralyzes useless. Who knows? Reinvents oneself. The principal weapon turns out to be silence, because you start to climb within while you vanish from the nets, the chats, the circles. Nobody knows. Nobody sees. Still, things are changing. You do not waste time outlining your activities. You only do it. And in the darkness, you start to grow what truly counts: mental strength, clarity of direction, and the rebuilding of your identify. For those who wish to stop being draft and turn into legend, ghost mode is not a decision. It is a need. Sometimes, even if everything seems the same, you start to recognize something inside of you is changing. This is when invitations lose their significance and feed from social media becomes useless and messages go unacknowledgement. You start to go away in search of yourself, not because you despise other people. Ghost mode's first symptom is one of elimination. The traditional societal cycles are nonsensical now. You are driven, not out of pride, but rather you find yourself alone, reading in deep, deleting anything that distracts. From empty podcasts to deliberate relationships, an intense will of stillness arises, of training at moments when none else sees. The daily grind becomes ceremonial. Discipline starts to define the body instead of beauty, shield the psyche. The energy conserves itself, and that brings suffering as well. The agony of loneliness, misinterpretation, the emptiness between the man you have been and what is developing. But this suffering is not your enemy. Rather, it is the indication that you are negotiating the link between anarchy and order. Most people give up between this interval. Many mix silence with failure, the absence with weakness. The man who recognizes ghost mode's power, however, is aware that this is the cost of cut. You are getting refined rather than forgotten. The world is germinating in invisible layers, hence it does not yet acknowledge its change. When flowering, nevertheless, nobody will be able to overlook. You will be another. And this change starts with these subtle symptoms only those who carry the call of greatness can tolerate. Something invisible and profound starts to take shape in the black ghost mode interior, the transmutation of sexual energy. Retention is essential for rise, and without elevation, the solitude turns merely into escape. But when man keeps his life force, he turns desire into discipline, instinct into fuel. Previously squandered on instantaneous pleasures, the energy now channels itself into the building of its new form, mental, physical, and spiritual. The warrior finds birth in this solitude. The war goals develop inside this process. Not a beautiful goal to satisfy people. Their raw, cruel, non-negotiable goals are waking early. Body sculpted in agony, sharp mind in suffering, routine molded in loneliness. Everything is a tactic. Everything has intention. Every habit starts to be a weapon. Every day turns into a war past, due against the old self. You start acting silently instead of dreamingly, openly. Without onlookers, there is no applause. And the weak deaths slow down. The one looking for clearance. Who was a slave to the simple pleasure, affirmation of the deliberate conversation? Ghost mode hides this man. Born in place comes a new archetype. The strategic, deadly man who moves in the shadows and acts deliberately. He simply turns his presence into command. He does not have to prove anything. The dark period serves no purpose as punishment. There is a custom here. Few people have the guts to live through this rite of passage, but every great man has. And when this death occurs, rebirth is certain. At first, nobody notes ghost mode when you enter it. For the globe outside, everything appears the same. Still, time passes and your absence starts to reverberate. People see you are no where you used to be. It does not seem in the same wheels, does not enjoy the same pictures, does not participate in the same chats. You quieted yourself, but a silence with weight. Here is where one starts to become curious. Where is he? What happened to him? Why did he disappear like this? Its absence starts to create more presence than its old exposure. The energy factor then arrives. Women experience first. Though they have no idea how to explain, they understand the difference. Your occupied space seemed to have left a magnetic vacuum. Previously dissipated energy is accumulating now, and this absence starts to attract more attention than any effort at seduction. You're not attempting to wow, so it impresses even more. Because the guy who withdraws to grow returns with an aura not man-made. Alchemy of the gods is his call, if you believe you have a sleeping power, something the world tried to eradicate but never could. I, Layert, guide you on a passionate trip throughout the secrets of Kundalini, crystalline oil, and spiritual emancipation in this book exposing. Ignite the deeper side of life. This is a vibrational manual for everyone wishing to awaken their inner essence and ignite their maximum potential, not simply another self-help book. You select how to access this transforming knowledge from the physical, digital, and audiobook versions. The link appears in the description and also in the first remark. First of all, though, I recently started the Semen Retention Success Path, an audiobook with more than 2 hours of direct, intensive, and transforming material about the 6 pillars of seminal retention. Which surprises you? This is the absolute guidance if you wish to regain your focus, increase your energy presence, and enter a new phase of male strength. Furthermore, everybody who buys audiobook today gets 30% off the exclusive ebook, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, with 20 pages of advanced strategies for spiritual progress, emotional balance, and connection with his life mission. Also seize the chance to join the channel and gain special benefits. Early access to films, priority responses, and other perks enhancing this community of men in Wake Up. Her work keeps this message alive and helps her to reach those most in need. Your spirit's future starts with a choice. Click on the link and start your metamorphosis right now. Respect starts on the invisible level. Before any physical change, before the new physique, before the new look, the world starts to feel. The responses shift. There is variation in the eyes. The dialogues have still another tone. You are noted without saying a word. And as this quiet respect sets down, you realize ghost mode made you unforgettable rather than disappeared. The planet that turned aside you now longs for you. But the man returning will no longer be the same. The world expects to find the same man who vanished when the time comes to go back, but he no longer exists. What comes back is an armored form, unchangeable, not a better variant. The man joining ghost mode for weakness never returns. But what arrives to fortify, dangerous, comes back. As a spiritual fighter, he has learnt to command his own mind, transform his own impulses, and guard his energy as a missions tool. He has evolved into a tactic. He is no more reachable. And the new you perplex me. Old buddies no longer know how to behave at your side. Women who used their energies earlier now withdraw before their exact look. Your words wait, your gestures are deliberate, and your presence causes stillness. You now fit like a puzzle. Though everyone believes that something has changed, none knows exactly what happened. You are accompanied everywhere by the air of uncertainty, mystery, and magnetism. You do not look the same. Your physique has marks of discipline. Your posture tells before your mouth. It disturbs you weak and draws the awake. You go like someone knowing exactly where you are going. The weak, surviving social validation is dead today. Instead is a man who has come back from the desert, the abyss, from silence. A focused goal and thirst for internal rule. Vibrational armor. Ghost mode did not help you to be observed. He got you ready for inevitable. Ghost mode begins not with a speech. It starts with a radical and silent decision. First rule is total stimulus reduction. Turn off social media, mute pointless chats, cut pornography, booze, and everything else that drags your focus. The world has to quit invading your consciousness, because there will be no space for restoration while you are surrounded with noise. Silence from without gets the ground ready for the inner awakening. Then follows the cruel practice. There is no cozy ghost mode. You have to design a schedule that is so exact that it frightens the old you. Deep reading, attentive breathing, meditation, heavy training, and especially perfect fundamental retention. This is the core of vitality. Its fractured strength will be undermined without it. Retention marks the seal of the invisible warrior, and every day in solitude, every day without allowing instant gratification, it is an additional brick in the fortitude you are building inside of you. Last but not least, secret objectives. Nobody has any need to know what you are doing. Do not count, do not show, do not distribute. Everything hinted to ahead of time draws sabotage. You will become hazardous exactly because you will be functioning in invisible mode. You run while others flaunt themselves. You grow even as others talk. Since everything holy is born in the dark, the real ghost mode turns any average guy into an impenetrable presence. Ghost mode works since it targets unrestrained dopamine, the foundation of modern frailty. Denying yourself artificial cues sets off a vicious brain recalibration process. Everything looks awkward, slow at first, but it is in this discomfort that your brain starts to remember the importance of silence, discipline, actual conquest. You reset your chemistry. Once pleasure, it now becomes power. What used to divert you now fuels you. Purification is what deprivation is, not punishment. Moving outside the environment helps you to grasp what is vibrational retraining by solitude. Lack of empty talks links you to inner voices you have never heard before. Time passes more slowly. The intensity of the present sharpens. The intuition is becoming more obvious. And particularly, you start to sense your own presence with great energy. One cannot mimic ghost mode vibration. It only shows up when the soul is tuned, the body is clean, and the mind is on mission. This deliberate isolation goes well beyond a production tool. He is a spiritual armor. The enemy loses coordinates upon your disappearance. Negativity is not broken anywhere. the system loses knowledge of how to get to you. To all you ever controlled, you vanish, and your most potent weapon is this invisibility. The man who lives among the noise is predictable. The guy who shuts down, corrects, and develops in the shadows gains overwhelming might. Once you cross the ghost mode with discipline and intent, something inside you breaks permanently. You may try to return to normality, but it no longer serves you. People no longer find you familiar. Not only has the look changed, the vibration also has changed. You have grown less relevant, less reactive, less reasonably priced. Now, the surfaces find your presence disturbing and draw the strong. Deep down, you also know there is no comeback for this metamorphosis. The man you killed passed silently. What was born does not accept life's scraps anymore. Your new self is armor, chilly, discriminating. You waste no more time attempting to be understood, justifying your absence or defending your decisions. You walk at still another frequency. You can be accompanied by only those who vibrate simultaneously. Its restrictions are really obvious. Your presence is holy, and its objective is non-negotiable. Everything you come across in your life now must pass a spiritual filter. You seek alignment rather than approval now. The cycle finishes then as well. You evoke all at once dread, respect, and desire. Fear, since your existence condemns the frailty of others. Respect, as your discipline, is not common. I want, since pure magnetism produced by your transformed sexual energy creates ghost mode, is not very well known. He is now somewhat unforgettable. He left the stage empty for you. He brought you presence. And starting now, the planet gets ready. A man like you, who understood how to vanish to change, always returns as a myth. If there is a part of you that still feels erased, weak, confused, or invisible, know the way you taught you to live was the issue, not you. Though they only awaken when you refuse to keep wasting your energy, all your strength, clarity, and goal are already within you. That's the moment if you feel ready to change the game and begin living like the guy born to be. Don't wait anymore to start your metamorphosis. Since the following suggested video can transform everything, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and then watch it.